Hello everyone, and welcome back to Allthemod 6. We're back on the server. Last episode, we set up this guy. So it's a wither inside of tinted glass, which is apparently wither explosion proof, and we're drilling it with a laser. And what we get is we get ether gas, which is pretty cool. It allows us to craft some cool things. For this specific situation, we were using it to power this hydroponic bed. So it sits in here, and it makes this guy progress pretty fast, and he grows and harvests himself. And it's pretty cool. There's been a few things that I've discovered in between episodes. Some in relations to Industrial Foregoing. Actually, pretty much most of it. So if you'll have a look here, we've now got a few more quests, I guess, which is a wither muffler, so something to make it so that we don't hear those sounds from the wither. And a stasis chamber. And then on the left here, for this, the flower bergamot is a muffler. So I've got that bookmarked here. So this flower here, apparently we make it. And I think it eats sounds and turns sounds into mana or something like that. So we can place it next to it, and in theory it should be completely silent. So that's cool. And then the stasis chamber is really cool. So if we hold our manual and we look in the top left here, I can hold control and it will load up the page, stasis chamber. When provided with power, this machine will freeze and heal any entity that are in its working area. So that's what we're going to be using. Advanced machine frames, some soul sand, gas tiers, gold gears. That's not too bad. So that should be relatively easy to do. What I might go ahead and do is see if I can request some of this stuff to be built, because it might take a little while. Like, yeah, for instance, we need a lot of dry rubber. And if I'm honest, I don't know why it's so rough to get. This can use what? Raw plastic, plastic sheets, HDPE sheets? That might be the better alternative than using latex, because I don't know, latex we're having some issues with. Like, clearly we've got plenty there. Sorry if you hear a notification just then. In here we have some. I don't really know what's going on. Like, I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna have to look through this system and try and figure out why it's not processing or getting us any more latex. Alright, so here's my current understanding, right? It's a little bit hard to see, so let's go from the roof, maybe. So inside that tank is latex. It's connected with an external storage device set to extract only, so we'll only ever try to extract liquids from this inventory. It is connected to our system, as you can see, via these cables. These cables are then connected through here, so they're still part of the network. And that there is I believe, an exporter to export from our system latex. It's set to liquid, it's set to exact, it ignores redstone signal, into the latex processing unit. That's not happening for some reason. I wonder if this is why the directions aren't set. Let's click on this, click on back, and click enabled. Is that what we need to do? So far, no. So far, it still isn't really doing much. Oh, is it? Wait. Yes, it is. Okay, that was the problem. We didn't have this set. Whether that was intentional or not, I'm thinking there's a chance it was intentional, like maybe we wanted it turned off for some reason, but it should be working now. And as you can see, it's pretty slow. That's where step 2 comes into play, sort of. I looked through the add-ons for Industrial Foregoing and noticed these two, processing and efficiency. And I also looked in the book, and there was actually a few pages on it. So we can go back here, and here we go. Efficiency decreases the amount of ticks needed to complete an operation. And then processing is, once that operation is completed, it will count for an extra 1 or an extra 2. So what that means, essentially, is everything's faster, essentially. I'm pretty sure. The only problem is these things require latex. And as you see, actually, wait, no, that shouldn't actually be a problem, because it requires the liquid latex. And we have plenty of that. So yeah, I think we can actually request these. We're going to have to make some patterns for this. But yeah, there's also another thing I want to get to in a second, in regards to server lag, which we can actually sort of help alleviate, I guess. So for this, whenever you're using these stained glass, I definitely recommend replacing them with proper glass panes. Just normal ones, like so. Or else it will try to use the purple ones. And for processing patterns, I don't know how to make them not be exact. Because obviously when you're doing, what do you call it? When you're doing this normal mode, crafting mode, you can click exact, so it will specifically use them, or you can do not exact, so it will use colored panes, or it will use normal panes. But for processing, that's not an option. So what do we have? We have the processing tier 2. Let's now get the efficiency tier 2. We're going to have to do the window panes again, like so. make that pattern. And we should just be able to plug these in and play, essentially. So let's see how this works. We're going to go back here. This room is very small. Oh, and we're frozen. What I might do in the future is remodel this area. Because it's a little bit of a letdown. Ooh, and as you see, this guy's full. Let's actually go into Crafter and get a better Crafter. We don't need anything too crazy, so we'll just go gold. That's a nice little in-between. Alrighty, I have the gold crafter. Let's break this, pick up all the patterns. I'll break this. Sometimes it's hard to place these crafters, but hopefully, nope, see, it places facing the wrong way, and I don't really know. If I shift, does it place it backwards? No. So yeah, it's a little bit awkward. There might be a way to do it. In fact, there's probably a way to wrench it. I don't really know how to, though. Let's see. Did that work? Yes, perfect. Alright, we can now chuck in all of the patterns, and we have room for more in the future. Beautiful. So now, let's replace this as well. I should be able to do at industrial, and we can see an efficiency add-on and a processing. I'm going to ask for one efficiency and one processing. And we should see all of the stuff show up in here. Yep, and it's processing. So what I'm probably going to do is possibly chuck these upgrades right back in and then use them to craft more, right? So if we go back here, we should have an efficiency upgrade. Let's go ahead and chuck this in. Is it noticeably faster? I can't tell, if I'm honest. I'm going to pretend that it is, though. Alright, now I'm not really sure how the processing part works in here. Because the processing part, the description says that, like, once it finishes whatever the process is, it counts for 2 operations. And that makes sense for something like this laser drill, because what this does is this thing works, and then once it hits the end, inside here, it counts towards this progress. So like that number goes up by 1 when this goes through. So I would imagine that this processing upgrade means instead of doing 1 progress, it would do 3 progresses. So it would go from, 16 up to 19. But I don't really know how that whole system works in relation to something like this. We'll chuck it in anyway, and we'll go ahead and craft some. Let's get a few. We're out of latex. That's a bit of a problem. You know what, though? What if we take these upgrades back out and put them in here so that we have more processing happening? Let's see. This should be faster and better and amazing. Let's actually see specifically. If we look at efficiency, if I take that out, is that noticeable? I think it's meant to be about 20% faster. What do you reckon? Yeah, I can notice a difference. Definitely. Okay. I guess, yeah. We'll trust it. So the reason we're out of latex now is this machine is filling up and processing. So either we can turn this machine back off, or we can hope that we're generating more than we're using. And honestly, I don't know which one we're doing, so I'm just going to turn this off, if I'm honest. And that should be good. Alright, hopefully that wasn't too much of a mess. We'll get back to that in a second. What I want to do here, though, is show you sort of one of the mods that we have on the server. If I press my hotkey, I get this little interface here. And this allows me to check what's causing server lag. So it's essentially like TPS, right? So I can click on this, and it will do a little scan, not for that many seconds, that's just a visual bug, it's just going to be 5 seconds. And it will actually highlight, if I click overlay, it will highlight what's causing lag. And it looks very, very messy, but it's fine. I'll walk you through it, sort of. So each of these numbers is sort of how many, I believe that's a microsecond per tick this machine is using. So as you can see, all of these are using like 7 single digits, essentially. Over here, we might have some bigger ones for like this electrolytic separator and that sort of stuff. And like some of these have 0 and 1. I believe that means it's just sort of like less than 1. So yeah, if you look here, this one furnace, just this Allthemodium furnace, which if we open it, it's not doing anything, is using 273. So that might not make much sense, but essentially this furnace is using more than this entire area, like if we excluded the furnace. How ridiculous is that? So what I'm going to do, for the sake of showing good practice, is I'm going to replace the iron, this iron furnace, because it's actually every single furnace from this iron furnace mod acts like this for some reason. It doesn't matter if it's the unobtainium one or just an iron furnace. For some reason, they're not too friendly for whatever reason. So I'm going to replace this guy with something that is a little bit friendlier, which apparently is just about any other furnace on the server. Alright, I've grabbed a smelter, or a smelting factory, should I say, from Mechanism. And we've already got an advanced one that we had built, but I'm just going to grab the elite tier and the ultimate tier that we have left over. I should also check the configurations. So at the moment, we have the right side as an input, and we have the back side as an output. Now, one difference with this compared to, I guess, what am I trying to say here? The difference between the Allthemodium furnace and this smelter in comparison to, well, I guess each other, right? Like, the downside is the fact that this guy's powered within him. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have to connect a cable to him. Whereas this smelting factory, I, in theory, would. But I think I have a few tricks up my sleeve that I can do with entangled blocks. So I'm going to go ahead and craft an entangled block. So we're going to need an ender chest. And then we can make the entangled block. Da-da-da. I should probably place it down already. So let's break this. Pick it up. As you see, it spits out a bunch of experience. We're up to level 100 now. I'm going to place the smelting factory there. So this guy's still, he's going to be importing everything into the network. We can configure the sides. Boom, boom, boom. We would like the backside to be an output. And I think that might be fine. I think what I could do, though... how do I want to do this? You know what? I've had a bit of a change of heart. We're going to make 2 entangled blocks. And we're going to sort of rearrange this area. So let me sort my inventory a little. I want to essentially have this guy where that crafter is and take the crafter completely out of the equation. So what's in here? Those and those. Okay. It's going to be a little bit messy. Let me pick this up. All of the junk. Yep. Pick it all up. I want to sort of sort this a little bit. There we go. And then I want to pick up this guy. Like so. So there we go. That stuff can go there. Okay. Okay. And then we can obviously pick up the enriching factory. Like so. The importer, how's this guy configured? Blacklist, he's got a bunch of upgrades in him. This should be fine. I'm going to break these, make a little bit of a mess. Alright, the enriching factory, I'm going to place here. I'm going to place the importer back on behind it. That's all set the same, that should be fine. We can pick up these upgrades and actually put them back on, like so. So that's good. These are connected again, perfect. We are also going to get some energy cables, which I don't have in my inventory, of course. Niotic cables, here we go. Boom, boom, boom. So they're hooked up with power. In theory, they're doing their thing. This guy might need to be configured so that he is outputting at the back, that's fine. The input, I would like the input for both of these guys to be on the top. So input on the top for this, and then on this left guy, I also want him to be input on the top. And here's where the fun comes in. I'm going to grab my entangled binder, shift right click on the smelting factory. Then we can go ahead and fly back to our base over here. And essentially I'm going to be doing a system similar to this. So what I should be able to do, in theory, is place an entangled block, say, here. Right click it with my binder. And now it's bound to, you know, the block, right? Our smelter. So now, in theory, now there's a chance that this doesn't work, but in theory, I should be able to, if we go under here, place a crafter facing down, like so, right? So that now it's facing on the top of the block, and if I connect this with a cable, which hopefully we have in here, we do, beautiful. So connect it with a cable, and we'll see if this works, because there's a chance it doesn't work, in which case this was a little bit of a waste of time, but we'll see, it might work. In theory, I should now be able to smelt some stuff. So, for instance, what do we have in here? What's something that I could, like, smelt instantly? Stone, right? Let's search stone. How much do we have? We have 398. What if I want to request 1,000? I'm going to click start. I'm going to click send. Let's now run over here and see if the actual smelter, it's running. How cool is that? It is completely full of cobblestone. We can put auto sort on to speed things up. We're going to have to put some upgrades in, but it's working. How cool is that? I'll put some upgrades on as well, actually. So we should be able to make this elite and then ultimate. So now it stores a lot more in it. How many speed upgrades did it have? It has 8 out of 8, but I think it needs some energy upgrades. So let's search energy. Here we go. Grab a stack out and place a stack in. How cool is that? So I'm going to go and do the exact same thing over here for the enriching factory. So we can place the entangled block. Yeah, we can place it like this. Oh, I forgot to entangle the other block. So here we go. So recap. entangled binder, we're going to shift right click on the enriching factory. You see it's put a box around it. Then let's fly back over here. We're going to right click on our entangled block. So now it's bound. We're going to grab our crafter. We don't need a good crafter, just this one should be fine. Place it so that it's facing on the top of the block, because that's how we have it configured. Boom, boom, boom. He's already hooked up. He doesn't actually need a cable because he's right next to this other crafter. But we can place in the enriching things. And then if I search for obsidian, where is it? Enriched obsidian. If I want 10 of these, it's going to have to do some enriching, obviously. Let's click request and quickly see if we can catch it in action. Fly over here. How cool is that? It's running and it's depositing, and this looks a lot cleaner already. So we could do the exact same thing for every single one of these that has a crafter attached to it, and that would clear up a lot of room here. Also, in the future, I kind of... because this is our ore 7 times machine, right? 1 ore goes in, 7 ingots come out. That's what this is. It's very messy, though, so in a future episode, I want to clean that. But this episode, what I wanted to do was show off the furnace. And so now let's run it. Now the furnace is running, by the way. Keep that in mind. We'll do the test. We'll turn on this. It's updated. This guy's now at 130. So he's half. And he's running with all of these blocks in him, all of these interactions, some wireless technology. That's compared to the iron furnace. Pretty ridiculous. See? What I also wanted to show you was what happens when it's not running, right? So if you remember, when the other furnace was not running, it was still using double what this furnace was using when it was running. Now this one, little to nothing in comparison. So if you do have an iron furnace from the iron furnace mod, any of those iron furnaces in your base, please do try and switch it out for something else. As you can see here, even just having like 2 of these, if you need like the speed or something, is better than having 1 of the iron furnaces. So please do consider it for the sake of the server. Alright, hopefully some of the latex has had time to process, has had time to do all that fun stuff. Hopefully we have a bit more in here. Yeah, we have a little bit. Let's try and actually do what we were trying to do, which is this guy, the Stasis chamber. I thought we requested some of this stuff. Oh, we didn't have the latex for it, did we? No, we didn't. But now we do. Beautiful. We had the latex, sorry. We didn't have the rubber. But now we have the rubber and, in addition, the plastic. So, once this guy finishes processing, we should be good to go, essentially. In fact, while it's processing, I've headed into the nether, and let's try and get this bergamot flower. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, herds of animals make noises. This plant mutes them, I guess. It absorbs sound energy emitted in a close radius around itself, converting it into trace amounts of matter and dispersing it harmlessly. The absorption itself needs no matter to occur. Beautiful. And that's it. So we're going to need 2 green petals, an orange petal, and then it looks like a redstone thing. So let's search petal and see if we even have these colors. So I've already forgotten, but I'm pretty sure it was like orange and brown, wasn't it? Let's get those and double check. Orange and green, sorry. Not brown. Orange and green. And it's only 1 orange. Petal. Ooh, we've only got lime green. Do we have green flowers? I believe we do. Mystical green flower. Perfect. Let's go ahead and I'll off-camera farm some of this with some bone meal and our shears. You know what? Actually, I should probably show you how it's done, just in case, you know, someone's watching this video for the first time. Place down the petals on the ground, bone meal them, then with shears break them. And you saw we placed down 2 petals. We got 2 tall flowers back. If we place them in here, we get 8. How cool is that? And you might be wondering why I'm taking damage. It's because my shears repair themselves using my health. Because that's a thing. And we get a redstone root, and I believe we're good to go. So let's drop all this stuff in. Oh, not the seeds, but probably the seeds. Yep, there we go. Bergamot. Let's now head back and try and... Actually, wait, before we do this, we can make a floating one, can't we? And I think that might be better. Floating bergamot. It needs a floating pure daisy or something, which is just going to be like a flower. Yeah, so dirt, pasture seed, and glimmering grey flower. Alright, so 2 glowstone and any sort of mystical flower I think works. So we have a glimmering light grey flower. We'll grab one of those. Then what do we need? We need a pasture seed. So this is going to be grass in a mana pool. So let's go ahead and get some grass. Here we go. Is it just any mana pool? Let's see. Oh, a little bit of lag. No, this one's a transmutation mana pool. We just want a normal mana pool. So we chuck this in. We get a pasture seed. Then I believe we get some dirt. We get the glimmering flower at the top. Actually, no, the pasture seed in the middle. Dirt at the bottom. We get a floating light grey flower. And then what we do is we just combine that with our special flower. So now we have a floating bergamot. So there we go. Beautiful. Nice little tutorial in there. So let's go back to the base and place this guy. I'm not sure if we want to place it yet because we want to set up this stasis field and see how it works. And we might want to move things around. So can we make the stasis chamber? Is it not done yet? Really? What are we stuck on? We're apparently stuck on nothing except for the fact that we don't have a second gold gear. But we should be good now. Okay, stasis chamber, beautiful. Now, I don't really know how this works, but we have a power cable here that we forgot to use last episode, so let's go ahead and hook it up. Stasis chamber. We can see the working area. It's currently this box here. So I think what we actually want is to place it sort of in the middle there. Now, how do we go about doing that? It's going to be a little tricky, I think. Let's go ahead and break this. We can actually sneak under here relatively easily. Is this the middle? No. This is the middle. Is this right here? The middle. Perfect. This block, if we break it, leads into the wither room. Actually, can he drop through there? Oh my god, he can. Okay, let's just... Okay. That got dangerous. Apparently he can fit through a 1x1 block, which I did not know. But now we do know, so that's fun. We're going to place... I think I want to place this here. Open it up. Show the working area. Oh, he's going to need power 24/7 or else he can get out. That's actually pretty scary. You know what? No. We're going to break this. Because I really don't want, like, my base to unload. You know, like my power. This to run out of power and then everything just die to a wither. That does not sound fun. So... now, keep in mind, we could just move the wither into a different dimension. That would probably very much take care of the situation, but we want a little bit, just the incy-wincy little bit of danger, right? Okay. So I think we're good. I think. Show working area. So that's the area that it's going to put a mob into stasis, I guess. Alrighty, let's try this again. I guess. Do I want to put an add-on in there? I don't think I do. Let's see what happens. So this guy's filled up. Let's go ahead and put the tinted glass. I'm hoping he doesn't break my fluid laser. I could have just picked it up, but we're just going to take a chance. It's going to be a learning experience. How about that? That sounds fun. Learning experiences are fun. So this guy should blow up at some point. And then I think what I just sort of want to do... I do need to keep a sword on the ready in case he gets out for some reason. I think we just want to place a flower there. Let's see what happens. We shouldn't even hear the explosion. In theory. Actually, wait. Oh my god. He's not going to blow up. Because he's in stasis. He's frozen. For eternity. I think that's what's happening right now. Oh my god. Okay. Okay, that now comes the question of... where does the extra ether gas go? So as you can see, we have a thing here. What I'm thinking we do is disconnect this. If it lets me. It doesn't really want to let me at the moment. What if I disconnect this so that it's not draining, right? And then we check the tank. In theory, once this processes, we should get some ether in here. In theory. And to help out with this, I'm actually going to put some efficiency upgrades in here. So as you can see, quite a lot faster, and this should get a bunch of extra processes. Yep. And there's ether gas. Beautiful. This works. Perfect. Okay. But yeah, we're done. That's it. we did what's needed to be done. We can now go ahead and hide the working area. We can try and grab some marble bricks. Oh, we've actually got quite a few on us. Yep. Let's fill in the gaps, I guess. It doesn't look perfect because, oh, let's break this because we need to place a block behind there. It's a little bit uneven because obviously we've got this flower here. But it's not too bad. It doesn't look too bad with the flower there, I think. We're about to see at least. Does that look bad? Oh, it kind of looks bad. I might mess around with that off camera and try and figure out a better way to make it look nice. But in terms of everything else, not too bad, right? And this system down here, working fine, working beautifully. I'd say that's a job well done, wouldn't you? I think so, right? I don't know. Normally things don't go this well. I mean, there was a little bit of danger that happened, but yeah, this works fine. Yeah, I'll just have to make sure that it's constantly got power. That's the main focus. So yeah, I think that's it. I think in the next episode, I might mess around with this 7 times processing system and try to make it a bit cleaner, because how cool is that? This side looks a lot better. I need to fix this area, but I think this is an easy fix as well, getting this out of the way, but this looks really nice now that we've gotten rid of the crafters. Over here, I think we can do a lot with both entangled blocks and with just, like, ender chests, like, or ender tanks. Like, look at how neat this is, compared to having, like, this mess. Because we could, in theory, replace this entire mess and all these pipes with just, like, a tank going to each machine. And that would look a million times better. And I also want to set it up so that we can ask for any type of ore to be processed through this one system. And I think that'll be cool as well. Because, as you can see, this guy's currently getting all uranium and all iron, which means we have none of those ores in our system, and we're still running off this 20,000 iron. Like, we don't really need that much. Okay, yeah. If you have any suggestions for the series, come and leave them on this wall here. Thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy, please do consider subscribing to the channel. It helps me out quite a bit. If you're wanting to join a server, and I say a server because you could be watching this today, in which case you can come and join this server, or you could be watching it months or weeks or years after it's been uploaded, in which case chances are we might not have the server up and running anymore. But if you join the Discord link below, we have a list of all the servers that we do have, and information on how to join them should be there, whether it's by trying to join, which it's currently set up to, or in the future there might be a different way to join, so it's always safe to check. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Is my cow still there? I didn't see him. My cow is not here. I don't know why my cow's not here, but my cow is not there. What happened to my cow? It's an easy fix, though. I'll have to grab it from spawn. But even with that being said, I don't think I even need anything from it. Do I? What do I need from this? Milk. But that's like, we don't really need it. Yeah, I think it's fine. Alright, thank you guys for watching, and hopefully I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.